All right, guys, so we're going to do an overview video of this next phase. So this next phase, historically, we're going into an endurance phase, recovery, mobility, rehab phase. This time around in this macro, the start of this macro cycle for these next 4 weeks, the emphasis is really going to be on mobility, flexibility, range of motion, rehabbing some of these joints. The ones that in particular that we're going to spend a lot of time on, shoulders, back, hips. Those would be the ones that we've spent a lot of time just getting that range of motion and getting some recovery. So you'll notice that we'll have a lot of recovery and a lot of core exercises in these first 4 weeks, okay? So we're gonna get right into it. The volume's gonna go up, so back to the 12 reps. Right here in station number 1, we have our decline fly. So remember with a fly, little to no bend in that elbow, take it all the way down, and that coaching cue is to squeeze the muscles as you bring your knuckles together at the bottom. So that's our decline fly. Palloff press is next, and you can either plop this down for the Palloff press or go to another tower. But a Palloff press is lightweight, core is real tight with this one. You're gonna push it straight out and pull it straight in. Notice how slow I'm going. This one's all about time under tension, meaning the slower I go, even if I don't have a lot of weight, the more stability I'm getting through my core. In particular, that lower back, the erector spinae muscles that help protect or help move the spine or the vertebrae. So those two are together, 12 reps each. Then we're gonna go over to this area. So second grouping, single arm, dumbbell, stability ball, press. So using that dumbbell, hips are up, my hip flexors are stretching out because my glutes are engaged, and I'm using a lot of core with this as I press that dumbbell up to the ceiling. We're gonna get 12 with each side on that one, right? That's gonna be paired with a really good shoulder stabilizing exercise using a mini band around the wrists. And we're gonna slide up the wall. What you'll notice is how my shoulder blades come together and I keep tension on this band. Forearms against the wall, slide it up. As much range of motion as you can get. Shoulder blades together as I come down. One more time up. As much range as I can get. Shoulder blades together as I come down. Forearms against the wall the whole time. Arms are out like you're on train tracks with that one. So those two are together. A couple of new ones, so paying attention here. We're using the Smith machine for an inverted skull crusher. So watch how my elbows stay right where they're at. All they're doing is bending. So my elbows stay pretty much right where they're at. We're just bending at that elbow joint. Bringing it down to the forehead. You can bring it down to the clavicle, that works too. It's kind of your comfort zone. Lower bar, taking it down to your forearm or forehead is going to be a lot harder than a higher bar, taking it down to the clavicle. But notice how that elbow still stays there as that hinge joint. That we're pairing with an arm bar with axial rotation. So I would be this way. So if my left arm is up, my left knee is through, everything's in alignment, and what I'm doing with this one is rotating both directions. Stabilizing through that shoulder and get as much rotation as I can. You'll feel your rotator cuff stretch, your pec muscle stretch as I rotate externally. Internally, you'll feel the backside shoulder muscles stretch and engage. So we're doing 12 rotations each side. Those two are together. Then we're moving on to our AMRAP. So our AMRAP with this one, we have an upright row and press, upright row and press. 12 of those each side. So you can see both sides. And then we're going to get down to a plank position So if you want to run this way, Kason, we're going to go down into a plank position. Core is nice and tight. And we're making little snakes with the rope on both sides. So good core stability, and we're working that shoulder again. Then we got hollow hold progression. So what we're working with the hollow hold is yes, core, but more specifically, very deep intrinsic core muscles that help stabilize pelvis, help stabilize the spine. So when you lay here, naturally you have a curve. Get rid of that curve by pushing the lumbar into the ground. And we can either do just lumbar press, knees up, shoulders out. That's level 1. As we take a leg away, that becomes harder. As I take 2 legs away, that becomes really hard to maintain that core stabilization. So only take it to a level where you can keep that lower back into the ground for that whole time. 2 legs, and then eventually we'll get to the point, possibly where we can take the hands up too. Hollow hold progression with a lateral raise, internal, external rotation. So I'll go this way. So we're going to take it up. Maybe that 30-degree raise feels the most comfortable on your shoulders. We're there, 30-degree, all the way externally, all the way internally. Again, you want to feel your rotator cuff muscles stretching and engaging as you rotate up at that 90 degrees. Those 2 are together. Then we have 3-way banded shoulder, I don't know what we're calling it, progression?
Three-way band, yeah.
Yeah, 3-way. So we have the banded no money. We have, are we doing the diagonal one?
Yeah, we can do that.
We got the diagonal both ways, and then switch the grip above the head, down just to the clavicle as your shoulder blades pull down and together. So those 3, and then we have bus drivers on the Bosu. So you're here, rotating core is tight, rotating left and right. Okay, if that's too much at this level, we're just going to kind of move that Bosu in circles as you kind of push down in that Bosu. So that is push day. Have a good one.